Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Alita here. Welcome to anyone that's new. And I've got a prophetic word to share with you guys today based on a dream that I had on November 14th this year, so a few days ago. And before I get into the word, just two things. First of all, tomorrow I'm going to do a live video. I don't do those very often, but I want to start doing them. I know I've said this before in previous months, but I really do because I know that a lot of you send me dreams and I cannot interpret every single dream. In fact, the Lord has not given me the mandate to receive to have people send me dreams and me interpret every single one. But I can come on and bring some of those dreams here. We can do a live and I can just, with your permission, share the dreams and give the interpretation live. And it's not to say that every single dream will be interpreted. No, just the ones that the Lord gives me interpretation for, and that's up to him. So you can join that tomorrow. It will be at 12 p.m. EST. If you do definitely want a guaranteed interpretation of your dream, you can join the membership. It is a paid membership, so you can do it via YouTube or Patreon, and the details are in the information box below most of my videos, if not all my videos. You will find that information there. And basically with that, we meet not every Saturday, 3 Saturdays a month and 1 Wednesday a month for just on Zoom. We get together, we share the dreams, and together we interpret the dreams. The whole point of the platform is to equip you so that you learn how to interpret dreams. It's not a session where everyone brings their dreams and I give everyone the interpretation of their dreams. It's an equipping session, but in that session, if you do join, you will get your dream interpreted according to the order. So we have a list and we just add names to the list. So yeah, join that if you're interested, or you can just join the live tomorrow, and hopefully your dream gets interpreted. Like I said, not all will be featured in the lives. Anyway, let's get into today's video. Please guys, always remember that not every word is for you. Not every single video I put out is for you. Please take every word before the Lord and just ask him to confirm it. It is so important that you get confirmation. He always gives confirmation when he is speaking. So just rest assured that God is going to confirm the word for you. Do not make any major life-changing decisions without confirmation. And for some of you, this video is confirmation of what God has been speaking to you, which is great. Still take the word before him. Still ask him your questions. Let him give you your divine strategies to move forward. And yeah, the most important thing, like I always say, is that relationship, that one-on-one relationship between you and the Lord. You've got to rely on his voice more than everyone else's voice. Right, that's the disclaimer. Let's get into the dream. In this dream, I was at this, I guess you can call it a station, but there were many of us. There were so many people. I'm not sure. It felt like a train station. Could have been a bus station, could have been a train station. I don't think that's what matters the most in the dream. It's the fact that it was a station of some sort. And there were a lot of us. And I remember just thinking, there's a huge crowd, and what a long wait it will be to get to the platform, to the place where your ticket gets processed or whatever the case might be. And I was just amongst, just there with the people. And then all of a sudden, something changed where there were 2 spots. And I knew that I had to take one of those spots. I just knew that it was mine, and I spotted the spot first. I spotted it first, and then I remember thinking, somehow I need to get there. And then I noticed that someone else got there first before me in the second spot, but the first one was mine. And so eventually, somehow, miraculously, I was now standing in that first spot. And the person who was processing tickets was starting to come down the row, and I remember thinking to myself, I I know that I didn't get there physically first, but I knew that I was before the person that came in that second slot first, if that makes sense. I knew that I was first, and that I hoped that the person processing the tickets would know that and realize it. And then I remember, because I had two bags, I had a large suitcase and a more like a smaller one that you would kind of carry on. It would be your carry-on luggage in a plane. And I remember taking that carry-on one, and I had to go somewhere to get that checked in somehow. And when I came back, my bigger suitcase was gone, and I knew that it had already been checked in. It was taken care of. It was off on the aircraft. It felt like it was on an aircraft. That's what it felt like, even though I didn't feel like I was at an airport. And when I came back to stand in my spot again, there weren't many people at all, and it was raining. It was this beautiful light rain that was just coming down, and that was the dream. I'm going to start by reading this beautiful scripture that the Lord gave me. He gave me the scripture probably over the weekend. I think it was a Saturday, on Sunday actually, and it came up again for me yesterday. And when I went back to this dream today, the Lord was like, that scripture, that's why I gave it to you. It's this, the dream confirms what I'm saying to you through the scripture. So we're going to read from the book of Matthew 20, verse 6 to 16. It's the parable of the vineyard workers, right? And Jesus was describing the kingdom of heaven, and this is the landowner, right, that the scripture is referring to. So at 5 o'clock that afternoon, he was in town again and saw some more people standing around. He asked them, "Why haven't you been working today?" They replied, "Because no one hired us." The landowner told them, then go out and join the others in my vineyard. That evening he told the foreman to call the workers in and pay them, beginning with the last workers first. When those hired at 5 o'clock were paid, each received a full day's wage. When those hired first came to get their pay, they assumed they would receive more, but they too were paid a day's wage. When they received their pay, they protested to the owner, "Those people worked only 1 hour, and yet you've paid them just as much as you paid us, who worked all day in the scorching heat." He answered one of them, "Friend, I haven't been unfair. Didn't you agree to work all day for the usual wage? Like, was not that the agreement? Take your money and go. I wanted to pay this last worker the same as you. Is it against the law for me to do what I want with my money? Should you be jealous because I am kind to others? So those who are last now will be first then." So those who are last now will be first then, and those who are first will be last. The Lord gave me the scripture on Sunday, like I said, and I just didn't know how to apply this in my life, what aspect of my life the Lord was talking to. It came up again for me yesterday. Things started to get clearer, and when he brought me to this dream to share today, I knew that it would speak to you in your situation, for those that this word is for. So what is the Lord saying to us through this scripture and through this dream, right? I'm just going to read off my notes. So just being in that place in the dream at the station, and there being this crowd, and knowing that it would be a long wait before I even got to the front, because all these people need to be processed, right? I'm also a part of this crowd. And what the Lord was showing is that a lot of you have been in a season where you've just felt almost like lost in the crowd, like overwhelmed by obstacles, overwhelmed by life, overwhelmed by just where you are, where you've been, and feeling like it's going to be a long time to get to the promise, to get to where I need to get to in order to move forward, right? This dream really is about moving forward, about your next phase, about God taking you to a new place spiritually. For some it may be physically. God can be confirming something to you about a physical move, but I really sense this is such a spiritual move in terms of your walk, in terms of just shifting you out of this place of just feeling stuck and just waiting and waiting and waiting, out of that waiting space. Yeah, that's what God is preparing to do in your life, just taking you out of the waiting and onto and to the front where you're going to be moving ahead, where things are going to start picking up because now you're going to be moving, right? The Lord was showing me in the dream that an opportunity will present itself where it seems like there has been no opportunity, but you'll be able to see it and you'll be able to take it. He's going to get you to take advantage of that opportunity, because I don't remember in the dream weaving my way through the crowd to get to that spot that I noticed. I saw the spot, I knew it was mine, and then I was in it right after the other person went into theirs. And God is saying that even though it may feel like others are getting the opportunities before you, it really isn't the case. He's saying you're going to get there. You may feel like you're lost. You may feel like this thing has been taking so long. You've been waiting. You are seeing people's lives change before your eyes. People have testimonies, new jobs, marriage, whatever the case might be. Just stuff is happening in people's lives, and you have been in the space of just waiting and nothing has been happening. And even as you spot the opportunity, even as you see that God has opened up something for you, you feel like there's still someone else that's getting there before you. But the Lord is saying you are going to be first. You are going to get processed first, if that makes sense. So you're going through this process really quickly as well. That's another key thing about this dream. This waiting situation has been intense, but you're going through this process really quickly, and it's like you're going to move from one spot to the next, and you're going to be in that first position, even though it looked like it was going to take a while to get there. Right. Very key thing, wait on God's timing. His timing is perfect. That that term always used to just give me anxiety, like, oh, that means I have to wait forever. That's not the case. The dream shows that God is going to move you there quickly, but just wait for his perfect timing. I was standing there in that station. I didn't feel like I need to be at the front. I just felt like all these people have to be processed and I have to wait my turn. There was a patience in what I was feeling, and God is saying be patient, because he's going to get you there and things are going to move quickly. Do not be distressed. And once he gets you there, right, the whole thing with the bags. So I had the carry-on luggage, and then there was the larger suitcase. There are some things that you're going to have to take care of. It's not the major things. God is taking care of the major things, the major baggage. He's going to handle all of that. But he's going to give you some things that you need to handle. There are things that you need to deal with, that you need to check off or finish off, wrap up, so that you can travel light, you can move light into your next season. I didn't have all this baggage when I came back to stand in my spot, and there was this beautiful light rain. And rain can represent a few things. If it's a storm, it's either, God's wrath or some kind of judgment. It could be an attack of the enemy as well, depending on what else is happening in the dream and what the storm looks like. But in this case, it was a beautiful light rain. And there were two things that really stuck out to me when I was looking up the word rain. And the first one was revival and resurrection, and then the second one was God's favor. They both stuck out, and I feel God is saying that there's a resurrection that is happening for a lot of you in this time, because some of these situations have been so painful and so intense that it felt like you were dying, like literally. Not literally, like you were dying metaphorically. There was some kind of a death because of just how painful and how intense some of the things are. And God had to really take you through a lot of pruning and, consuming with his fire all the things that he knows you don't need going into your next. And his favor. I got such a beautiful, strong sense of favor with that rain. Just his favor. I was light. I didn't have the baggage. And there was this beautiful light rain, which just made me feel even more refreshed. So refreshing is coming. Guys, know that God is doing this for you. You are going to quickly transition into this new next thing. You're coming out of this waiting that you've been in, thinking that it's still going to be a long wait because look at all these obstacles. Look at everything that is ahead of me. I'm just stuck here. And God is saying he's going to move you out of that feeling stuck very quickly, and he's going to handle a lot of the major baggage You just need to handle some of those few things that he's asking you to. And the only way to know what you need to deal with is if you go and spend time with him and let him give you that guidance and that revelation. So that's the word for today, friends. I pray that it has been encouraging for whoever it is for. I will catch you in the next video. Just always remember that God is such a good Father. He loves you so much because you, my friend, are so deeply special to him.
The ball and chain, broken by blood, makes no sense, but it's how it's done. And finally, I breathe free.